Welcome to Fastang 444. In this game, I call this an unnecessary risk. I am already in a Hoonigan Group A, which has near level 10 speeds, but I insist on going over and challenging this Jeep Trackhawk to get into a level 10 in a late head-to-head. I'm heading over to the finish, feeling very confident that I am going to go into first place and beat them and run directly into this shed just short of the finish, watching the Jeep Trackhawk go by me. In this game, I will show you a few critical moments. This one, I thought this was hilarious. This vehicle went right under that bridge. I engage in a head-to-head with them. Off I go. Finish point straight ahead. They rage quit almost immediately.
Opponent eliminated!
I will jump ahead. After two head-to-heads, I wound up in the level 9 Fiesta, and I am at this point where it's just under this ridge. I'm trying to catch someone, and this RJ Anderson jumps over me, and off we go. This head-to-head is in Final Arena 10, and it's just before the Final Arena is going to shrink to that point, and this head-to-head just leads onto this dirt road over to where it turns into a paved road over to the finish. It's actually the only head-to-head I trust myself with in this area, where you don't have to go through the trees. You do have to use caution that someone doesn't come behind you from that point I was at with momentum. Some of the skilled players will do that. So I wound up getting in the Mercedes AMG 1, and I will jump ahead where I am getting in position for the final showdown. Right next to this small group of trees that's on the left is the point I like to lead from. You can see on the map this point I like to lead from, and roughly I would go this direction. This is Arena 10. The range of time to leave is 21 to 24 seconds. I actually should leave it 24 seconds. I will leave it 23 seconds, but recently I've had too many fails exiting the arena early, so I would rather not try and cut it close. And along the way, the other vehicles seem to be all going random directions. I will stay the course, go through the corner of this greenhouse. I exit at 1 second, which I'm fine with. I exited with speed, and when the finish point appears, it's straight ahead. So I will angle over around this dirt road, trying to get close to this intersection here. And my momentum carries me through the corner of this greenhouse. I see the clover leaf now, so I will go around the clover leaf, around the north side of it. And that hill that's ahead is a good line to take. Over to the left, there's a bump that will send you flying in the air. So I am going through the dog's head now. The road configuration, you can see it's shaped like a dog's head. I know to watch out for the middle there. There are trees. There were some on the neck I avoided as well. Right through the brow of the head of this hill. See, I avoid some trees that are off on the left on this line. This is actually one of the best routes I've taken to this finish point. Very commanding lead. First win of the day.
Horizon, please congratulate the Eliminator!
I will start out in this game, and I need to kind of right a wrong. I've been giving information that when you are parked on the mini-map, like I am now, and your vehicle is opaque on the mini-map, you are invisible on the mini-map. That is incorrect. My apologies. I found that out just recently, actually during my stream this past Saturday. So this vehicle off on the right just completed a head-to-head. They're coming right towards me. Yes, I'm in the trees, but I am in a bright yellow vehicle. But unless they saw me on the mini-map, I do not believe they would have came over towards me. We are in a head-to-head, and that is a much faster level 8 RJ Anderson Pro 2 truck. I tried getting in front of them and blocking them. Unsuccessful. And I will speed this next part up. The finish is just on the east side of Teotihuacan, the pyramid strip around the north end, and this bend in the road on just this side of the pyramid strip, there are gaps through the pyramid strip. They take one off to the right. I perfectly go through this one. They get hung up there, and I go over and take their RJ Anderson Pro 2 truck. How great is that? This was in the second arena, actually, so this was fairly early on in the game that I wound up taking this RJ Anderson Pro 2 truck. And I will jump ahead. I engaged in one more head-to-head, wound up in the level 9 Volkswagen Andretti Beetle. Here I am getting into a head-to-head with this level 8 Nissan GTR, and that is actually a faster vehicle. Their top speed on the Nissan GTR is faster. This accelerates quicker, off-road especially. So I need a perfect run. That line of trees I knew is a clear line over around towards the south side of Horizon Street scene. And look at how close they are. They are right behind me. And I get over to this finish and narrowly win this. I look back and saw them jumping also off the side of that bridge, and I wind up in the Mercedes AMG 1. Great car, and this is perfect. I will jump ahead now where I am getting in position for the final showdown between the perimeter and this bridge in the right lane. Right here is where I like to leave. You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from. This is Arena 1. The range of time to leave is 22 to 25 seconds. I will leave at 24 seconds. This is a Hoonigan Focus RS RX that is bumping the Mercedes AMG 1. I exit perfectly at 3 seconds. Not as with much speed as I would have liked, but I have the lead. Only 1/2 of a second remaining on the timeout bar. Finish point appears. Seems to be over towards the lava field, possibly. We'll open up the map in this straightaway and see it is just west of the lava field. So once I clear this next bridge, I know I can angle over towards the finish gradually. Let's not turn abruptly. Try and maintain as much speed as possible. They are right behind me here. Going to be a close finish, I thought, but I think they may have tagged something there. I get just between the rocks and that electrical power tower for the win. Second win of the day, also an AMG 1. Yes.
Winner! Welcome to the Illuminati!
In this game, I just will show this one head-to-head. You can see I am in the level 7 Porsche Cayenne. They are in the level 5 Maserati Levante, which I believe is a faster vehicle. But if I have a clean run, I should be able to beat them. And at this point, I see I need to try and get right over the bridge because there's a bank on either side of it. I miss the bridge, land upside down, reset, wind up losing the head-to-head. Fail. I am in a Hoonigan Group A, which is near level 10 speeds, and as I come over here, I am telling myself, Fastang 444, don't do it. By their positioning, most likely they are a skilled player. Don't do it. I persist. I chase them. I wind up engaging in the head-to-head. They didn't engage. We spoke afterwards, and Bob said, I saw it was you. I didn't honk my horn. Fortunately, I did is what I told them. So I am going to lose this head-to-head, this unnecessary risk. I should have just made the final showdown. Instead, fail to a friend. I will show you a few head-to-heads in this game. I am in Horizon Mexico. In the Exocet, I just engaged in a head-to-head with the Audi RS7, a faster vehicle. They make an error and go into the track and get stuck in the track. I go up the mountain, and this is going to be a final arena up the mountain, based off of past experiences and of course the arena walls. And right when I get to this point, I can see a vehicle just completed a head-to-head and is going over to the end of Vulcan Road, and I make a split-second decision to use Mike Mechanic method on Vulcan Road. He goes up here on this upper road. You can see that vehicle that is down at the point off on the road below where I would normally park and try and engage in head-to-heads. They wind up engaging in a head-to-head, those two vehicles, and here comes someone up the hill right towards me. I just go over using the Mike Mechanic method over to the finish, and I will circle back around and go back up to that point because that vehicle just continues to go back to the location I normally would use. You can see him there again on the mini map down below. So here comes another vehicle towards me, and I go over Mike Mechanic method. I have to give him credit. This is actually a very effective tactic, catching people coming up the mountain to that point right after they complete head-to-head. So thanks, Mike Mechanic. I wind up getting into the Hoonigan Group A, which is near level 10 speeds, and I wound up not being able to catch anyone else in a head-to-head. That vehicle is still over there at that point I normally would use on Vulcan Road. And this vehicle comes over and goes away, and it's time now to get in position for the final showdown as the arena is shrinking. And this vehicle over here is in a level 5 Bronco R. Right on the right side of these rocks is the point that I like to leave, directed towards the gap, I call it, down the side of the mountain. You can see it there. This is Arena 18. The range of time to leave is 13 to 14 seconds. I will leave at 14 seconds. I think that's the Bronco R off on the left, and I am not sure what they are doing there. I wind up timing my exit perfectly in 3 seconds. Had a difficult time maintaining my direction, but I get it under control, and the finish appears to be west of New Lake. So I will avoid this triangular shaped intersection. You can see those rocks there that I avoid. Get over on the road that goes through Horizon, Mexico here. Nearly perfect on this road. Once I get outside of the festival site, I will angle over to the right and try and go a little farther to the right. I've seen this finish point before and know that there are some small hills just before this finish around the greenhouses. You can see there on the left. Slow down so I don't overshoot the finish. A great win in the Hoonigan Group A. And thanks my friend Mike Mechanic for the Mike Mechanic method on Balkan Road.
Welcome to the shadowy ranks of the Illuminati.
This was on a day I call the Super Pro days. The skill level of players on this day, it's very difficult to win. So I wound up just using caution, trying to get into the fastest vehicle I could get into possibly and use it in the final showdown. So here I am in the Jeep Trailcat, getting in position for the final showdown. And this is a final arena in the southeast. It will be final arena 7, and I will pretty much follow this road that I am using to get in position for my exit. And just beyond this intersection at the bend in the road is where I normally like to leave from, right around here, facing the other direction, west. I decide to try and chase this vehicle and get them out of position. In the end, Frank BRCE comes by and there isn't enough time to complete the head-to-head. I thought about influencing the finish, but decided, you know what, let's go the normal direction, west. And I will pause this coming up here. Final showdown in 22 seconds. At this bend in the road is where I normally would like to leave from. This is Arena 7. The range of time to leave is 18 to 20 seconds. I will be at around that bend in the road in that range, so I need to leave now. Vehicle off to the right that is more in line of this road is Frank Bryce. It comes flying by me in the Brocky. Actually timed my exit really well for roughly scrambling to get to the exit. I see the finish point. I do not need to open up the map. I will go through the left center of this traffic circle. It's a clear route, and to my surprise, they went through the right center, didn't hit a single thing, and I am in third place. And I will slow this next part down and zero in on this. Frank got hung up in the trees there. I wind up in second place. I know to go through Atlantis to Tula. There are some buildings on the southeast portion of Atlantis to Tula, and this is kind of like an entrance that I will take. The level 9 Andretti Beetle goes around it. I will zigzag through Atlantis to Tula, and there is a gap through the trees that leads over to the road where the finish is at, right here. The Andretti Beetle is on the road and is gaining speed, goes flying by me, and will get the win. I thought I did really well. I tried a desperate move of cutting through the trees here. Did get through there cleanly, but I wasn't able to gain enough ground to be able to get there. I am the king of second place. I will just show you this level 9 Jeep Trackhawk drop that I found in this game. I will show you this late head-to-head that I engaged in. This winds up being an Audi RS7, a much faster vehicle than the level 5 Ford Focus RS, but I had roughly the upper hand. I had some momentum going the direction of the finish, and will wind up beating and taking the Audi RS7 just before the final showdown. You can see the arena is shrinking right about the time I am crossing the finish pin here. So I will get it positioned now for the final showdown. There will not be enough time to engage and complete a head-to-head. So, of course, I'm taking the Audi RS7. It's more of a level 9 speed vehicle. So, at this bend in the road over here, right of this intersection, is the point that I like to leave from. And I engage in the head-to-head with them. There's not enough time. Head-to-head's canceled. Right here is the point that I like to leave from. And I'll pause this final showdown in 29 seconds. You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from. This is Arena 2. The range of time to leave is 19 to 22 seconds. I am going to leave now. I know I am going to be early. I just will not accelerate as I am exiting. But hopefully I can time my exit well. There are 1, 2 level 10s in this final showdown. Here's one here. A Mercedes AMG 1. My exit right at 3 seconds, not bad. And the AMG ones go flying by me, engaging, trying to block each other. And I will open up the map and I can see the finish is north of the Bat's Head. So I will stay on this road and go over the direction of the stadium. They wind up taking more of a direct route. And a direct route will put them through hills and trees. I know to go left and go closer to the Bat's Head. I'm going to try and avoid all these obstructions along the way. I can now see the Bat's Head, so I can angle over and get alongside of the Bat's Head. I'm in second place. I'm doing actually really well. One of them is on a road and winds up going through here, and will get to the finish just before me, but I thought I did really well in this, up against 2 level 10 Mercedes AMG 1s, but I am the king of second place. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video along with all of my videos. And if you've been enjoying my content, subscribe please. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. I really need your help.